the glare out my eyes. I don't do that.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is our second day of our series of the Chat and Chew. And I have an awesome lineup of ladies that are coming this week. Yesterday, we started with Kim Malmstrom, who was dropping some nuggets for you ladies. And today we have the fabulous Toni J. Jones. But she likes to be called Toni J. So don't call her Toni, but call her Toni J.
But that's actually my legal name.
Is
I
it?
paid to get the asterisk and the capital J.
Oh, okay.
$200 for the asterisk. Well,
you know what? I wanted to get it right. I did not want to mess that up.
I appreciate it.
How are you, Toni?
I'm blessed. And also, I'll give you a little history of my name. My legal name is Janover. And people say, how do you pronounce it? I say, I don't know. And I say, what do you mean you don't know? Because I'm number 13 in my family. And my mama called me Genova. My daddy called me Genoa. My sister called me Janover. And my brothers and sisters called me sister. So most of my life, I thought my name was sister. So I respect for my mom. I keep that J in there because she gave me that name that I don't know how to pronounce. And so that's where the Toni J came from.
Wonderful. I'm looking at your t-shirt. What does your t-shirt say?
It says baby boomer.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I just turned 65 when it's 17.
God bless you.
According to the law, I'm officially a senior citizen.
Well, let me tell you, senior citizen or not, you out there making it happen. You making moves. I love what you're doing. You know, you and I met. How did we meet, Toni? I think we met through Michelle Snow.
I know we met through Michelle at one of the events, but I didn't know. I think we actually connected because I ran across your page and I thought it was just like, oh my God, this is awesome. Because I was going through one of those things where I need a like-minded person to communicate with. Yeah. Not knocking anybody, but you know, I like to be the dumbest person in the room.
Oh, okay. You sound like
what I mean by that is I like people to know more than I do about certain things.
Well, I'm glad that you can join us. And yes, and by relationship of Michelle and everything else. And actually, Michelle Snow is going to be one of our speakers next week.
Awesome.
So she's a powerhouse too. I can't wait for her to come on.
Amazing.
I know she's very powerful. But anyway, I want to get into the meat and potatoes. First of all, I want to thank you for wanting to be a part of this. And the reason why I did this series is because we all know that we're going through COVID-19. And, you know, a lot of people feel because we are going through COVID-19 to stop doing their business or not doing their business or wait until this is over. We don't know when COVID-19 is going to be over.
No, we don't.
If you wait for it to be over to do your business, guess what? You're going to go bankrupt.
Absolutely.
So, my advice to you ladies, and before we get started, if you guys are putting a comment or a question in the on the chat, please put your name so we know who you are, and I can let Toni know, you know, who's asking the question or who's making the comments. Thank you. So yeah, so I wanted to do something in the group. So this is only being advertised in the group where the ladies can see how women such as yourself are out there making it happen. So saying that, let us know who you are, your business, and what are you doing to make it happen during COVID?
Well, I have a radio show and a television show called The 7-Figure Hustle. My mission at this point, I'm asking God to let me live to be at least 100. So I'm 65 now, teaching financial literacy to these children. I have 25 grandkids and they're well versed on financial because all the games that we play, it has something to do with finance.
Right.
And it has fun, you know. My family do a bingo over all the states. And, you know, it's just knowing that this is not just your end, knowing that you're not just it's gonna go away.
Right.
Excuse me, I babble. I had a mini stroke a while back because sometimes my listening get messed about when I get excited.
Yes.
But the whole thing is with me, but being home during this pandemic, I've taken online courses. I've enhanced my business quite a bit because I'm getting more customers. Because like I said, credit restoration and those type of things. This is important, and people I think need to understand that having that 7-figure hustle or that plan A or B. Because I credit restoration, a lot of people in the process of getting their credit together. So when this is over, because a lot of people got caught, as they say, with their pants down. So and I just got big giant calendar that's going to stretch my whole wall.
Are you sure that's big enough?
Yeah, that's what my husband said. I'm a visual person.
Okay.
So I actually have to, I'm in the process of just planning.
Yes.
I have to plan.
Right.
And we don't understand that a lot of times. A lot of times we let the day happen instead of planning the day out. Right. So being home with the business, I was surprised that I am getting more customers. But, a lot of people understand. I'm on more Zooms. My Financial Freedom Solutions part of my network, we're Zooming almost every day, 2 and 3 times a day. And it's awesome. And I'm just amazed at how many people have started a business through this.
Right.
I've gotten like 4 or 5 business partners through this pandemic. People, some people are not even going back to a job.
Right.
So you need something else.
Yeah, you need something else. And what I like is what you said is you guys are consistent. You have to be. You have to be. We are right now at a time where everything, one, is visual, and 2, technology. First of all, I want to applaud you for coming out of your comfort zone and doing this, because you are so used to being a producer and being behind the camera and in front of the camera. So this is all new for you, and I applaud you for that.
This is my actually first.
Oh, wow. I'm honored. I'm honored.
Yeah. Well, you and Michelle would have been the first people anyway. So. But, and I'm not going to say I suffer from depression, but I go to therapy. Everybody knows me. There's no shame in my game. I've started these business after the age 60. When I had the mini stroke, I just asked him, I said, can you fix me? And he was like, you just had a minute. I said, well, can you fix me? Because I wasn't giving up. I wasn't slowing down. Because my grandkids, I didn't do or teach my children what I know now because I did not know it, of course. Makes sense.
Right.
But the point of it is I have to pass that knowledge down. My goal is to become a 7-figure income earner. But if I don't become that, I'm putting in the atmosphere I am, I need to at least know that I left the knowledge for my grandkids. Okay. My kids don't listen to me no more. You know that they grown. I told them they was my guinea pigs. I practiced on them. I said, I got this thing now. My grandkids give it to me. I know what to do. I didn't know what to do with y'all. I was just practicing. I was the guinea pig. But my grandkids, they know financial literacy. And that's, I'm an advocate for financial literacy.
But you know what? That's important. And I'm glad you said that, because growing up in the Black community, we are not taught about finances.
No.
We are not taught about savings. We are not talking about saving for a rainy day, retirement, anything like that. So what you don't know, you don't know. So even though you said that you didn't teach that to your children, now you're teaching it to your grandchildren who are our future. And it's important for them to know that too, especially look at what's happening now. Now, people don't believe, you have to at least save up 6 months of a salary in order to survive. People are living paycheck to paycheck. And like you said, there are a lot of new businesses that are now being started because people do not have the income. They're not getting the help from the federal government. And now they have to rely on whatever means they can in order to bring income into the house. So what I want to know is, what is this 7-figure hustle? What's that all about? Tell me about that.
Well, after the mini stroke, I couldn't work. I took care of my mom, my dad, my mother-in-law, my aunt. And then because that was my focus, I was a caregiver. And I was working on the Alzheimer's unit during the day. So my doctor was like, well, you do this all day, then you go home and do this all night. And it was like 2 at a time. My dad, then he passed, and my mom, it was my mother-in-law. The thing of it is, when I couldn't work any longer, I still needed money.
Right.
So pushing age 62, they denied me, Social Security disability over and over and over again, because as I learned later, that's one of the processes they like to do, to push you to age 62, and then they give you an early retirement. They kind of force it on you.
Right.
Not having money, 9 times out of 10, a lot of people take it. I did, because of course you needed things, but when I saw what they're going to give me, $600 and some dollars, my mortgage was $7. I'm like, I can't live off of this.
Right.
I don't know how anybody can live off of this. So then I just really started researching because I always had a problem with finances.
Okay.
I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but no one there to teach me. My dad couldn't read or write it, but he was a hustler. He went to work. He did a lot of things with his hands. And with that being said, I knew I had to do something. I didn't want any more products. I was not knocking anybody who has products. Right. I did Mary Kay. I still have Mary Kay in the garage. Okay. I did Avon's. I did, Amway, the whole 9 yards. I said, I want something, but I don't want the product. Right. So then I was introduced to one of the first companies I'm in. Can I say the name of the company?
Yes.
Okay. ACN was one of the first. I'm a photographer by trade. Jack of all trades kind of thing. I have ADHD, so I've been diagnosed based on, this is how I say this, based on the tests that the doctors gave me, based on their results, they diagnosed me with ADHD. Okay. So I had learning problems, when I was a child, but I knew that I could start a business. Right. How, so I just started doing research on everything, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Secret. I just started just reading as much as I can. And then when somebody told me I can get paid off the bills that I use every day, I don't pay for my phone. My company pays for that. I get a check all the time. Just got one today. It's like during this time, it proved to me, what's that, proof of concept? Right. I'm still getting checks coming through that mail, and I'm not working anyway. These are things I did one time. Residual income. Residual income. When I learned what residual income was, and then somebody told me in one of the conferences that anything you use, you should try to make money off of it. Right. I'm like, what do you mean? So, like I said, gas, electric, phone, ID theft protection. And now with FES, I needed my credit repair. So I joined FES, which is Financial Education Service, which is a nonprofit. And with ATN, we help feed kids. So Project Feeding Kids. So kids are always to my heart. So and like coming out, you say coming out my comfort zone. As you can see, I stutter a little bit, whatever. That bothers me from being in front of the camera. I'm being so real right now. And that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. A lot of people think, and then like I said, I go to therapy. My doctor is actually calling me now. So, but there's no shame in my game. And when I realized, it's like, I don't give a what nobody say about me. You can't hurt my feelings. I don't get embarrassed. My family can hurt my heart. I started making more money because I wasn't listening to people. Girl, you doing too much. Every time I turn around, you doing this, you doing that. So what I did was found a way to incorporate it all up under one umbrella, which was Conglomerate's Financial Freedom Solutions. And under that, I say I'm the Swiss Army knife of services. We take you from A to Z financially, then we show you how to travel. So I'm in energy, I'm in credit restoration, prepared, teaching people how the money works. I do TLC because health-wise, and then I'm with IntelliTravel because I travel a lot with my conventions and on my business. So a lot of times I thought like, this is just too much. And everybody was like, girl, you all over the place. But I condensed it all up under one umbrella. So now whatever you need, I'm with Primerica. And I want to be a network marketing pro. Okay. And that's what I am at this point. And like I said, the residual checks prove it. I love it.
You know what? It's funny you say that because when I started in business, I also started network marketing. I've done Avon, Herbalife, Tupperware, everything. Network marketing is one of the hardest businesses, but one of the most rewarding businesses. It is rewarding because like you said, you can work one time and have a check for the rest of your life. Now, Kim, last night, I was talking to her. Kim, she's in health and wellness, and she has a team. She has 20, I think she said 2,100. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Right. And her team that she is getting a residual check from.
Yes.
So if you put the work in for 30, 60, 90 days, but the rewards just keep paying and paying and paying. So I like that you said that you are a network marketing pro. So, okay. Next question I want to ask you is, what is it that you're doing as far as marketing? Now, I know you do Zooms and stuff. That I'm assuming that you do the Zooms with your team. Okay. So what are you doing as far as marketing with for your business?
Mostly word of mouth, believe it or not. I'm getting more comfortable with Facebook and Instagram. I mean, I have these accounts, but it takes a lot to sit and blog and, and put posts up. But you have to do, organization is one of my weak points. So with that being said, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I post more because at one point I only had like 3 people. Everybody said, "Where are you? We can't find." I didn't understand what that was, the algorithm.
Right.
So I understood what that is. So now my following is picking up. And then from the people I've helped, people I've helped get cars and excuse me, choking a little bit. So it's excuse me. So network marketing was my niche because, as you can see, I do have health problems, and I still want to leave a legacy for my children. I don't want to leave pocketbooks and sneakers.
Right.
I want to leave, wealth, because that's what we buy all this stuff, and we can't really. I want to have a bank. That's my major goal. I want to be the bank for my family, where they can come if they need a loan. They can come and get it at a nice, reasonable, because really most people that have their money in the bank really is losing money.
Yeah.
So the fees and everything. If you're putting your money in the bank and you taking it out every day and you're paying this fee, that fee, this fee, because when you take it at the ATM, that's a fee. When it hits your bank, that's another fee. So with that being said, I realized that I had to support, make money, and all the grandkids I have. I don't do the holidays. I just do birthdays. I figure that's the day actually God gave you. And my whole thing, like I said, was just teaching them about financial literacy. So that's why I do network marketing.
Awesome.
And it's not really hard. And the reason why I wouldn't say it's hard, because a lot of people come into it wanting to do their own thing.
Exactly. They want to reinvent the wheel. Right.
Instead of following the system.
Exactly.
Doing step by step, being engaged into the phone call. They don't want to do all that. A lot of times they say, well, I got friends. I know they're going to. The people that you think will, won't. And the people that you think won't, will.
Exactly.
So, and your family, I love y'all family, but a lot of times we don't get that support from our family because they don't know us as a business person.
That's
right. They don't know you as an entrepreneur. They know you as Aunt Toni, Poopy, whatever your nickname is. And so, and most of us are, we're skeptical about a lot of things.
Right.
That's what, and it's the best thing.
I know. Well, first of all, you have to love what you do. And I think anybody getting into network marketing or getting into entrepreneurship, they have to have a realistic goal. You got a lot of people, especially with network marketing, they'll get into it and they'll be like, well, I want to make, I don't know, $1 million in
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Well, anything that is of quality takes time to build.
Absolutely.
You can go fast, but you're going to sink fast.
Absolutely.
So if you go slowly and you build that foundation, then that foundation is always going to be there, and you just build upon that. So now, in your team, are you building your team now?
Yes.
An ACN? Okay.
Yes, the ACN, FES, teletravel, all of them. Yes.
Okay. So what would you say to someone who is saying now, well, COVID is here and, nobody's buying anything. They're not purchasing anything. My business is not doing good. So why should I do business? What would you say to that person?
Everything has a slow period and a fast period. I think, especially in business, you have, I say the ups and downs. You're going to have ups and downs. When you go to your work, you have ups and downs. When you don't get something out your boss want, they on your case about it.
Right.
You know, there's a process you're supposed to follow, and there's a process that brings you to the point where you are your own boss. And you just have to work, and that's the main thing, and not change to flip the script, as they say. And like I said, people come in, never been entrepreneurs before in their life, and don't realize, just like your job, you had to get trained to do what you do. Somebody showed you how to XYZ.
Right.
Somebody showed you, and then they say it's a pyramid. Your job's a pyramid. Somebody's always is at the top, and then what? You go down, vice president, secretary, management, supervisor, maintenance. We all are on the triangle.
Right.
You know? But the fact that I do things one time and get paid over and over again, it's called leverage.
Right.
We weren't taught to buy, like my grandson, his name is Camille. All my grandkids are either K or J. I think they did that when I got older, I would be, you know. But he's working on his third property. He said he wanted to get, I'm going to buy a house. His mom made that sacrifice also to move in his first property with him so he could, you know,
do whatever he had to do. Right.
Right. We was telling him to make sure you get your assets before your luxuries.
That's right.
You want that sporty car he has now, candy apple red drop top. That apartment complex is paying for that. So now he wanted to go on a trip. So then he got another property that's paying for all his trips. And see, that's what we don't do. We're consumers. We are taught to consume.
Right.
The fact that we spend more than anybody has less as a whole.
Right.
And I've talked to people who, we had a meeting at one of the conventions, and we asked foreigner, why did they come? What do you do when you come to America? They said, the first thing we don't understand, you guys look for jobs all the time. We come into the country, we don't look for jobs.
Right.
We make them.
Right.
And the main place that we go is in your neighborhood because that's where most of the vacancies are. And I'm not knocking anybody.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, as a people, as a whole, we need to understand how these finances work. You can use your credit cards to become rich. It's a matter of how you use it. You know, if you pay your bills on time, put your kids on your card. You don't have to give them the card.
Right.
But as you build your credit, their credit is getting built.
Right.
You know, we're tired of coming out of college, not in college, coming out of school owing hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt because we were not taught how this money thing worked.
That's right. That's right. And it's so important. And now, you know, at one point, if you had a credit score of 600 or even 650, that was sufficient. Now, if you don't have over 700, 750, 800, you're not even looked at.
Another change, the higher excellent is 900 to 999.
Right.
Good is 850 to, you know, they just upped it because whenever we get, oh, wow, okay, we got this credit thing now. Everybody's going to start fixing their credit. Here they come put their wrench in. You know, and now in excellent credit is considered 900 to 999. They just incorporate that, I think, last month.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So people who have excellent credit now just have okay credit, which is in the 800s. 800s is like, you know, the reverse is like being in your 6 or your 7 now. Right.
Right. You know, and then we as women, you know, before I met my husband, of course, you know, I don't know how many know, but I'm coming from a medical background. So I always wanted a career where I was able to take care of myself, just in case I didn't get married. You know, I can always have money coming in. And what I started doing at a young age is investing in properties. I got up to the point that I had 10 properties. So my properties as a single woman helped me to buy my first house, my cars, everything, because I grew up in a single family home where I remember asking my grandmother who raised me if I could have a color TV. Maybe she couldn't afford it. It was a color TV. She couldn't afford it. So her thing was, if you want it, work for it. So once I heard that, it clicked. Okay, so I knew at that time, no one's going to give you anything. I've been to 5 different colleges, not doing anything I went to college for. except for my nursing and everything. And, you know, they don't teach you that. Of course, you know, in college, they don't teach you any of that. But I've been to 5 different colleges, and I paid those. I took out those student loans. I had to pay those student loans back because nobody gave me anything. So building a business as a woman, especially a woman of color, okay, you have to be smart. You have to, again, unfortunately, that credit comes in there, but that credit applies to anyone.
Absolutely.
You know, but times like this, where we are hit with a pandemic that nobody was expecting. I mean, we've been in the house now for how many weeks? We're talking about almost going on, what, 2.5 months, give or take?
You know? Days, it's almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you have to have a plan. And just because, I mean, like I said, there are people that are killing it in their business, making money. And we're talking to one of them, and we're talking to others that is going to be coming after you that are killing it. So, you know, again, I go back to the series. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want for the women in the group to see the ones that are not doing their business, the ones that might feel a little discouraged, the ones that, you know, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I'm sure. What would you say to them? What would you say to them?
This is a good time to start a business. And the reason why I say that, and what I would like to say to them is, number one, you know what you want. You know what the reason why. Everybody starts off with that why. My why was because I had so many grandkids. I want to make sure they all started off on a good note with my help. As my grandson, my second grandson, he's getting ready to buy his first property. You know, my other grandson, he flipped houses. My sons, they trade. This is the time for you to learn take some online courses, because they have some free online courses. This is the time because, number one, you don't want to be caught like this again.
Right.
And you know, 9 times out of 10, whatever you're making is not enough to sustain yourself from the door.
Right.
You know, like I said, Social Security, really, I couldn't do anything with that. And the reason why I said this is a good time to start a business, because you can build relationships your home. Some of you guys going to be home after the pandemic is going because your job is not there any longer.
Exactly.
So this is a good time to be around people such as yourself that believe in the same thing. With me, the reason why I pushed so hard, because people told me that I couldn't do it.
Right. Right.
Oh, you doing, like I said, as I previously stated, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. It's all in helping people. I love helping people. And it's not even about, but starting a home-based business now, number one, even if you're going back to work, the tax breaks are crazy.
Yes, they are.
The tax breaks are crazy.
That's right.
You know, I asked my grandbaby, you know, what is income? Income is something, and she's 4. Income is something that you get from a job or investments. I said, what's taxes? They say taxes is what the government take off your pay and give you the rest.
All right now.
They know. They know. The only place we shop is at the Five Below. I give them $5. I give them a total to spend. And when they get to that counter, they need to know how much they spend and how much is their change they're getting, or they can't buy it.
That's it.
We need to start teaching. One of the programs is Youth Literacy Foundation. So now is a good time to start, because now you can study, you can understand, you can watch videos, you can talk to people such as yourself, Felicia, and this amazing group, because I get a lot of inspiration from the group and advice and things I didn't try before. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You know, so we need to stop having all this fear and stop take these same 24 hours and put it towards us instead of somebody else, because that's what you're doing. And I'm not knocking work. Some people love to work, but have that choice.
Right.
It's not whether be a network marketer or a 9-to-5er, but it's about having that choice either way or both.
That's right.
You know? So starting a home-based business now is awesome.
It's a perfect time. And I tell people out of recessions and I consider this a recession, out of recessions like this is where multi-level billion dollar companies have been born.
That's right.
So, Toni, we could talk all day. I'm going to be wrapping up. I just love your energy. I love you. You and I are going to be doing some things in the future.
Absolutely.
We talked about it. So I'm looking forward.
Next time, I'll be on the other side.
Exactly. I know, right? So let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, your website. And then when we finish the live, if you want to, you can go into the group and put it on the feed, how people can get in contact with you.
Okay, great. Main is 7 Figure Hustle on Facebook, Instagram. They're all the same, 7 Figure Hustle with the number 7, the $, and hustle. Mm-hmm. Instagram, basically all my social media is that 7 Figure Hustle. You can go on my Facebook page. My name is Toni J on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I gotta have my J.
Gotta have your J. So
I'm excited. Thank you so much for allowing me to share with the group.
Well, you know what? And thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you for being open and receptive to this. I really appreciate you. I let the ladies know in my group, one, I care about my group.
Yes,
I care about the women in my group. And, I'm always constantly thinking of ways that I can bring quality into the group, the things that I feel that would be good for them. And I think this is one of them. And you are one of the people I definitely wanted to be a part of this. So everybody, you had some great nuggets tonight from Miss Toni J. And yes, of course you can.
One more thing. Ladies, anybody in the group that want to do an interview with me, want to be on my show, just let me know. I'm about promoting you.
Yes.
I'm about that. So
yes, because we didn't get a chance to talk about your TV show or anything. Because you're just remind us of the networks that you're on. I know you're on Comcast.
Comcast, Verizon, say Roku. That's a new one, Roku.
Yeah, Roku.
Roku TV. That's what you call it. 106.5 FM on Tuesdays. My show started airing back again in June because we had to, just some things, but and I always say at the end of my show is this: remember, don't go broke trying to prove you're not broke to people who are broke. Go get that information. If it's something you want to do, go get somebody who's already doing it. And that's what I did. That's what I did. I found somebody who's doing multiple businesses. She has 10 and she's doing amazing. So
yeah, that's awesome. And we're going to end on that note. Toni, I love you. Sending kisses and virtual hugs.
I got it.
Good. And thank you again. And for all of you that have joined us tonight, thank you. If you have any questions, you can put them in the feed. Toni will be more than happy to answer them. Connect with her. Connect with Kim from yesterday. All these women are going to be bringing. Make sure you connect with them because they are doing some amazing things. So guys, have a good night. Toni, thank you.
Peace and blessings.
Yes, same to you. And I'll talk to everybody later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.